Oh, we must be near a floodplain.
So ladies and gentlemen, very shortly we're going to be coming over a bridge over the Columbia River. So that'll be the first time we'll see the Columbia River. We won't actually travel along it for a little bit later on in our journey, but it's going to be a gorgeous view as we're making our way into the town of Revelstoke on both the right and the left-hand side as we go over that river. And we're also having another gorgeous view of my favorite mountain. It looks kind of like a heart shape on the top, just out to our right-hand side. That is Mount Begbie, which looks over Revelstoke with the snow cap on it. This one.
Heart shape on the right. Snow cap. On the left. The left side on the right. All right, there's the highway.
Okay, here we go. On our left-hand side, this bridge, it may look familiar. It's a replica of the Lionsgate Bridge, which connects West Vancouver to Stanley Park in Vancouver. So pretty.
That's true.
Now coming up on our right hand side, you'll be able to see the top of City Hall just poking out from the trees. The cupola of the top, one of the oldest buildings in Revelstoke here. We're going to be able to kind of see around. You may have noticed as we're going across the bridge, but beautiful old building. So Revelstoke was named for Lord Revelstoke, who was a member of the Baring Banks family. They were the ones that provided the final funding to build the Canadian Pacific Railway. So that's why we have the name Revelstoke here. Now, Revelstoke is sometimes referred to as Revel Stuff because in the wintertime there's about 30 to 40 feet of snow around here, so sometimes you won't be able to make it out of the town. So Revel Stuff. There's also a really wonderful ski resort that's just opened up around this area called Revelstoke Mountain Resort. Apparently it is mainly black diamond runs, which means those are the most difficult type of ski runs.
Also to make bars.
We're just going to come through here. This is the end of our first subdivision of the day, so we have about 2 2/3. 2.5
now we're
as we're making our way into Banff. Now, many people that live in Revelstoke will work for the Canadian Pacific Railway. You'll see there's a very large rail yard that we're going to roll through at the end of our time making our way through the town. About 9,000 people live here year-round, so it is a pretty large community nestled here in the Selkirk Mountains of the Columbia Mountain Range. Now, if you look out your left-hand side, you're going to see the Revelstoke Railway Museum. So this houses some old rail cars, locomotives inside. Now, the rail cars on the outside are kind of a nice little part of the museum. This one here on our left, the anvil-shaped ones, those are the snow plows. So the freight trains run all year round, and of course they have to navigate the snow in the mountains. And so what they do is they have those snow plows who will go ahead and they'll plow the snow off the rails, and then they have what they call a spreader, which is a car in conjunction with the snow plow, which spreads out and creates a trench for the the freight trains to make their way through. So they go through these trenches in the snow.
A number of times.
Yeah. Oh, is not right here? Is that the trip when we did this?
So I imagine you saw what I was saying about that mountain, Mount Begbie, with the looks kind of like the heart on the top, heart shaped on the top. So Judge Matthew Begbie, he was the first Chief Justice of British Columbia, and he was known because he was a very staunch upholder of the law. He would go from community to community within the Fraser Canyon, trying people for their various crimes, and he believed in having a jury of your peers and having them decide your fate. And so even if he was completely sure that the person on trial was in fact guilty and their peers voted to acquit him from the crime, then he would definitely give them what for and tell him to speak his mind and tell him what he thought of it. But he would always uphold what the jury of the peers would decide. So he had a lot of integrity. He was also a kind man. Well, he was known as a hanging judge, so he was definitely, if he felt that it was necessary, that's what he would do. But he was also known for charity as well. So he donated a lot of money during his life to charity, and then upon his death, he donated everything to charity. So very an amazing man, and I just think that that mountain really kind of speaks very well to him.
No, now down to 3 tracks.
Waiting for another guy to come by.
Jeff. So.